Okay, I know what you guys are thinking, especially when you guys saw the thumbnail that actually popped up into the mailbox, but hear me out on this one. I did some thinking, and it comes to me that ever since I did my top favorite and top hated episodes from each season of The Loud House, I have decided to actually do 3 episodes that didn't pique my interest, that felt boring, not interesting, or just felt mediocre. Like the episodes that don't leave so much of a big impact on me. So I guess I'm just gonna do 3 episodes from each season of what episodes that didn't quite pique my interest, or I got boring with, or just didn't feel so highly anticipated for. So these will be my top 3 mediocre episodes from season 1 of The Loud House.
And this is the thanks I get. This is the thanks I get.
Come Sail Away. So back in 2018, when I took a look at this episode and talked about it, reacted and reviewed it, it didn't seem like it kind of piqued so much my interest as much as I keep watching The Loud House so many times. And the fact that I almost nearly forgot about this episode, it didn't so much pique my interest, and so many kids are trying to outbeat each other to do something that they're so much good at, and they do a huge garage sale where they almost nearly sell everything, including Lily's blanket, and they spend the whole entire day trying to actually find wherever her blanket is around Royal Woods until the very end. It was at home the whole entire time. Although there were some fun facial expressions with Lily at some points, but in the very end, the kids are still trying to compete with each other when they start doing some kind of twerking dance, like they're actually doing kind of like some kind of butt dance about and I just kind of cringe a little bit for it. But, however, it did give us one of the most exotic sexual memes from Read Aloud, especially when she started twerking, and everybody has started getting the term bubble butt.
This is how you do a victory dance! Go mom, shake that booty!
I don't know how many boys actually got hard when they watched this bit over and over again, especially when they have it on DVD, but it will never leave our heads anytime soon until we're old and gray. And I have been working on a certain meme for Lid Sr. when he does his little shakedown.
Ha! Give me a break. Get a load of the goulash shakedown. Go, Dad. Shake it down now.
Don't ever do that again.
But other than that scene that actually gets me going so many times, the whole entire episode was kind of not really much learned after all what the kids did, and they decided to still do the same thing what they've been doing since the beginning of the first act.
And this is the thanks I get.
Hammy Downer. Okay, so I remember reviewing this one, and I actually really forgot about this episode even existed. Even when taking a look at several season 1 Loud House episodes, I totally forgot I even watched this episode, but when I took a look at it, I kind of realized why I actually forgot about why I didn't feel so much interest in watching it. It's about Lincoln who gets a hand-me-down bike from Lori, and he decides to actually swipe it for Lynn's bike to show off that he's really cool in front of the guys because he didn't want to feel so much sissy-like about it. Until then, in the very end, he started to live it up that everybody had to deal with so much hand-me-downs. Every family has to deal with it so much. And it did give us kind of the most awkward, gross kind of hand-me-downs from Lori Loud.
This isn't really a tank top. It's literally the top of Mom's old girdle. Ew!
I swear, if you don't know exactly what I was talking about before, you can actually go watch the review of Hammy Downer, and I will actually tell you about what she actually meant by saying Mom's old girdle. Especially when everybody clearly thought that she was wearing a tank top. Hell, even I thought she was too. When I looked up about what she really meant by that, I swear, I kind of gasped and I had to go scream in my locker at work, which was kind of awkward. So there's really not much you can actually get out of this episode and won't remember very much after you watch it. Especially how it didn't really leave a big impact on me after when I watched it at first, when I was trying to get myself into the Loud House.
And this is the thanks I get.
And for my number 1 most forgettable episode that I even forgot I even watched and had to look back onto as I reviewed it and totally forgot about I even saw this episode when it first came, goes to A Tale of Two Tables. So this episode feels a bit more awkward and it feels more forgettable at the same time. I say that because Lincoln thinks that he's too old to be sitting at the kiddie table and he actually wants to sit at the grown-up table, as if, when has this ever been a thing in the Loud House? And it never happens again in future episodes. I mean, there is a point about having a kiddie table or an actual grown-up table when actually there's like a special event that actually happens. I mean, this used to be our thing back then when it was Thanksgiving time, when there'd be a kiddie table and there'd be a grown-up table at my grandma and grandpa's place. But in an episode like this, if the message feels a little bit forced about not willing to grow up so fast, and the fact that Luann couldn't even tell so much jokes, they don't talk about politicians and don't even do music at the table, when literally, these kids did some of this stuff back during other previous episodes, and this tradition never actually happens in further episodes ever again. Oh, and did I also mention that Clyde was actually in this episode, which clearly he was no point to the actual episode, which he was never needed for. Lincoln could have resolved so much all of this stuff by himself without Clyde's help. There's no reason to actually put Clyde in episodes where he's completely pointless at, where he has to be there just for every dumb comic moment. And one fact that bothered me so much is when Lincoln acts like a kid at the grown-up table when really he didn't need to behave like the rest of his younger siblings, when he could have actually asked if he could actually be back at the kiddie table. I mean, it could have been actually to say pretty please or real nice about it, and they could have understand. Especially if the older kids and the adults were kind of teaching him a lesson about not wanting to grow up so fast and enjoy being a kid while he is. So these were my top 3 mediocre, unforgettable, uninteresting episodes of The Loud House from Season 1. I know it's kind of a short video and you guys were kind of expecting me to do more, but you know, I'm going to save those episodes for another time because I know some of y'all were thinking about Get the Message, Heavy Metal, or any other kind of episode that you could think of that you couldn't even remember from Season 1. But you know, at least we're actually having fun. Let me know what episode you would rather forget about from Season 1 of The Loud House. Till then, I'll see you guys next time.
I don't have a tattoo. Was I off key?